but we will do that which we can do. All right. Good evening, everyone. Here we are learning Torah of Dalet, Likutey Moharan. This year, we already said that there is a light that is above Nefesh, Ruach, and Shama, and that light, that wisdom is so exalted and so transcendental that it is only the only way that you can sort of like reach. Basically, you can reach it. You cannot reach it, but you are able to sort of reach it. It's called Pchinos Mati Velo Mati. Like you're getting it and you're not getting it. And even then, even getting it in a way that like you're getting it and you're not getting it is also possible only in if a person does the mitzvahs b'simcha. So, and we said that because the tumah is the excess. Anything beyond that which is needed is pchinas excess, it's pchinas tumah. Either it's in itself tumah, either it has its root in tumah, or it leads to tumah. You know, when a person eats as much as he needs to, this is kedusha. When a person needs more than he needs to, this is, it in and itself is, it's kedusha. It is not. Let's assume that he's eating kosher food and everything and fine. But the point is that the body afterwards has to go through all kinds of not so pleasant things when, afterwards. And the nefesh also has to go through all kinds of cleansing processes after life is over in order to get rid of it. But whatever is needed. So this is bechol etzev yeh moisar, in every sorrow there is a bechina of excess. There's more than is necessary. And we said, okay, so where is, and that is the source of judgment. Too much is the source of judgments. And Rabbeinu says, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu, when he was sorry about the fate of the generation of the deluge, so he says, and he became, the sadness reached his heart. And he says, and the main simcha is the heart. The heart is the place of either simcha or chas v'chaliva, the opposite. Golus Shechina, the Shechina is the heart. Shechina is the heart. That's the heart of the world. That's the lev of simchos shel Yisrael. The Shechina is the simcha of Am Yisrael. The shayrish, the root of the simcha of Am Yisrael comes from the Shechina. So what is Golus Shechina? What does it mean the Shechina is in exile? Kshatzvus, which is the klippas, the goyvrim aleh, it overtakes it. B'vchinas v'satzav v'liba, that the Shechina, sorrow reaches the Shechina. V'zeu k'shiyotzu tzur me'agolus, when Am Yisrael is actually going to B'ezrat Hashem, soon in our days, leave the exile. It says ki v'simcha tetzel. It is in a state of joy that you will exit the exile, because the klippas are sadness and depression, and they are the goals. So when Am Yisrael, B'ezrat Hashem, will get out of Golus, Mashiach will come soon in our days, and we will get out of the galus. Mimela, the klipas will stop existing. So mimela, everything will be simcha. And we said it's through Ketores, it is through the firing of the incense that you elevate the chayos, the holy sparks from the realm of the husks of the kilipot. And therefore, about Ketores says, Ketores sameach lev, Ketores is something that brings simcha to the heart, because that's the antidote to the kilipot. When a person does a mitzvah with joy, as I mala shchina, what he does, he actually elevates the shchina, shia mitzvah. The kedusha of the shchina is part and parcel with what the mitzvah is. What is a mitzvah? The mitzvah is the will of a Kadosh Baruch Hu. That when you meet a certain situation in life, what do you need to do? You need to do what Hashem wants you to do in this situation. If it's Shabbos, Kadosh Baruch Hu wants you to keep Shabbos. If you're going to eat, Kadosh Baruch Hu wants you to say a bracha. You get up in the morning, you have to go to shul to daven. And so forth and so on. The mitzvahs are the will of a Kadosh Baruch Hu. When you're doing the mitzvahs, what is actually happening is that the will of a Kadosh Baruch Hu, what a Kadosh Baruch Hu wants, gets revealed in this world. That Hashem is the Melech, and Hashem wants you to do this, and you do this. From this, people know that that's what a Kadosh Baruch Hu wants. The revelation of Kadosh Baruch Hu's will in the world is the revelation of Kadosh Baruch Hu himself. Because Kadosh Baruch Hu and his will are one thing. The revelation of Kadosh Baruch Hu in this world is the Shekhinah. So when a person does the mitzvah, but he does it like somebody who, no, what can I do? Listen, I got to do it, but sorry, that person doesn't really want to do it, but what can you do? It's supposed to do. Then this doesn't elevate the Shekhinah. You did the mitzvah, yes. There's no punishment, true. But the Shekhinah does not get elevated because the mitzvah itself has the body and a neshama. Everything in life has an aspect of a body, of a kli, of a vessel, and it has an aspect of neshama, of a life force. Mitzvahs also have a body and a neshama, as it were. The body of the mitzvah is the Maisa mitzvah. Take in the tefillin, you put it on your hands, you take the meat, you kosher it, and whatever it is that you do, whatever this Maisa mitzvah is, the body of the mitzvah. But the simcha, the kavana, and the simcha with which you do the mitzvah, that's the neshama of the mitzvah. He said, B'Shem, one of the tzaddikim, that a person that did mitzvahs without kavana in this world, once he leaves this world, that was his basic existence. He did mitzvahs, but just to get him over with. What happened was that they gave him an angel. The angel was supposed to, once he left the world, supposed to get him to Beis Shalmala and get to his Gan Eden. He did mitzvahs. But the angel kept on taking him, and then they didn't get anywhere. Turns out this angel was blind. Why was the angel blind? Because the same way the body of the angel was made out of the mitzvahs. but the neshama wasn't there. So that angel had no eyes. So that angel kept on taking him, in circles around and around and around. And he never got where he's supposed to get because there was no neshama, to the mitzvahs. Which reminds me to tell you what's the reason that I got so late here tonight. I came back from, taking my son from the airport. So David Mechamavin, on the way home, I was supposed to get to, off from Kvish 38 to get to Bet Shemesh. And the malach that was taking me apparently had no kavana, and I found myself on the way to Yerushalayim. And so I thought, what is going on? So I tried calling, Hillel, I tried calling. It's a whole mice until I got here. So talking about blind angels. So a person does the mitzvah b'simcha, he elevates the shechina, which is the mitzvah, and which is the simcha of the heart. He takes it from amongst the klipos. And this constitutes a Kabbalistic definition, which is called that the Malchus de Asiya Olam min HaKlipos. The level of the Malchus, which is the lowest of the 10 Sefirot, in Olam HaAtzilus, in Olam HaAsiya, which is our world, the lowest realm, during the week, the Malchus, its legs, is steeped inside the realm of the husks, of the kilipot, of the defilement. Which is why. The answer is we have work to do in this world. And the work that we do during the week, the Malchus is that motor, that vehicle, that factory that elevates the chayus from the kilipot, the life force from the kilipot. How does it do it? It's doing it when we're doing the mitzvahs b'simcha. Now, what happens? What happens when this cannot happen unless you're actually doing it at the same place where the kilipot are. So the malchus, that Shechina elevating, the Shechina elevator, has to stop at the floor where the Shechina is. It's, where the holy sparks are. It's inside the kilipot. So that is when the malchus during the week, the malchus resides in the klipat and it's elevating the holy sparks from there. On Shabbos, the malchus leaves the klipot altogether, and it lifts its legs all the way up. Now the thing is that the malchus is in the salt mines, as it were. Okay, it is busy in the salt mines. Now, as you're doing mitzvot in the salt mines of the kilipot, it is separating the good from the bad. You're taking from divrachol, you're taking the food that you eat, and you're making a bracha on it. So it takes the good and it lifts it up. If you're saying the mitzvah, the bracha b'simcha, with great simcha, with great joy, that elevates the Shechina, that elevates the holy sparks. And this is called that the malchus of Asiya gets up from the realm of the kilipot. Now, that does something really special. We're not going to, keep on doing this, keep on learning for a long time today, but nevertheless, it's important that when you say, what does it mean that Shechina, gets elevated? Malchus, the Asiya, gets elevated from the Kilipot. What does it do? Why do we need to know this? That when a person does any mitzvah b'simcha, as yesh koich b'mitzvah, there's koich b'mitzvah leilech That mitzvah has the koyach to go and call out and everybody, entire olimus, all the olimus, to go and serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It says, "B'vchinas binareinu v'skeinu neilech, b'tzoneinu uvkareinu neilech." This is Moshe Rabbeinu said to Paro. This is Pesach. That when we are going to do the mitzvah, the Korban Pesach, we're doing it b'simcha. That will awaken and will excite all the heavenly realms, to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu. What does it mean? The thing is that when you see a person, okay, let's say that you are looking from a keyhole, all right? When you're seeing suddenly, from that keyhole, it's a very low thing, you see a pair of pants walking in front of the keyhole. And you say to yourself, wow, that's amazing. Walking pants. Whoever saw walking pants, it must be magic. Since when can pants walk? It's amazing, okay? But if you know what you're looking at, you know that inside those pants, there are legs. The pants are not walking by themselves. There are legs in there. Whose legs are there? It's the legs of a person. The same thing, the mitzvah in itself, it looks like a pair of pants, a maisa. You did something. You said a few words before you put the food in your mouth. Put the film and put them on your arm. But when you are doing the mitzvah b'simcha, you're revealing that it's not just a pair of pants. There's a body inside there. There's a Kodesh Baruch Hu in there. You realize that the Kodesh Baruch Hu is walking in this world. In other words, you are revealing not only to this world, but all the realms, all the spiritual realms, you are revealing that the Kodesh Baruch Hu is actually only hidden in this world. It only looks like pants are walking by themselves. It's really a Kodesh Baruch Hu that is in the food. The Kodesh Baruch Hu is in the film. Kodesh Baruch Hu is in your cup of coffee. Kodesh Baruch Hu is in every single thing. That revelation is a great simcha. It's done when you're doing the mitzvah the simcha. It's not just, oh man, I can't believe I got to do that again. No, I do it b'simcha. Why? Because there is somebody in the pair of pants. There's a Kodesh Baruch Hu who tells me to do the mitzvah. It's the Shechina. And when I do it b'simcha, that is a revelation of a Kodesh Baruch Hu in this world. And that creates simcha in all the upper realms. All the olamas are getting awakened to do the mitzvah of b'simcha. I apologize for cutting this shir short. It's totally my fault. I apologize. Be'ezrat Hashem, we will have the shir tomorrow in the Breslov Shul, learning Torah and Tessim Hashem, and whoever is going to be with us will be with us, and whoever is not going to be with us on Zoom tomorrow, obviously Motzei Shabbos is Yom Tov, so we're not going to have the shir. I want to wish you all at Hashem good Shabbos. Those who won't be, good Shabbos, and of course it's Yom Tov, Chag Shavuos, Sameach to all of us. Kol Tuv, and Hatzlacha b'kol inyanim.